What's going on, guys, and welcome to part 5 of building Netflix app from scratch using Swift 5 and UIKit. In this part, we're going to establish our first connection with the database website so that we can call this API and pull all the information that we need to fill all these sections over here, as you can see, the popular and trending movies and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's just get started. Let's open our browser and let me just type in here in the search bar TMDB. So basically that stands for the movie database, and that's the website that we're going to be using for getting all of our movies and all that kind of stuff that you can see here over the screen. So if you haven't signed up already for this website, it's really simple. You can just create your account, and once you're complete with that, you can just press over here and go to the settings. And over here, you can just tap on API. And as you can see here, you get one of the API keys that we're going to be actually using for introducing ourselves to the website. So it's just like, hey, website, hey, TMDB, we're us. So please give us all the information that we need. So we just need to copy that. And let's go back to Xcode over here. And in the managers folder, we created earlier, I'm going to create a new file here. It's going to be normal Swift files, and I'm going to call that API caller. And over here, let's just create a class. Let's just call that class API caller. And inside that class, I'm going to create a shared instance. I'm going to call it shared. And yes, we're complete over here. So basically, we're going to use that shared instance so that we can call all of the methods that we're going to fill in here later. But for the sake of simplicity in the future, I'm going to create a new struct over here. I'm going to call that constants. And inside that, I'm going to create a new constant over here. So let's just type static let API key. And let me just paste that key that we got earlier from the TMDB website. So let's just go back over here and let's open the documentation for the website itself. To be honest, it's well written and you can just go through it and see what you can get with this database. So let me just go ahead and type trending movies. Trending. And as you can see here, we have a method. It's also a get method. And it helps us to get all the trending movies, TV, and also persons if you want to have like a tab for showing the actors and the actresses and all that kind of stuff. You can just tap on try out, and as you can see here, basically there's an example of how you might be using the website. So let me just copy that. Let me just open a new tab and paste that over here. And basically this is just a placeholder that we can delete. And instead we're just going to provide the API key that we got earlier. So let me just do that. And as you can see here, our request went successfully. And you can see here, page 1, results. Maybe you're familiar with the Spanish title, which is La Casa de Papel. It's one of my favorite shows. If you want to watch it, go ahead. It's airing right now on Netflix. So yes, we have all the information that we have over here. For example, we have the vote average 7.6 and all the information for the titles that we're looking for. So far so good. So let's just go back to Xcode and start working here in our API caller. I'm going to create a new function that we're going to be using for fetching all of this information. So let me just go ahead and type get trending movies. Okay, so basically it's going to be a function, normal function actually, and it's also going to have a completion callback function. Let me just go ahead and type that name, completion, and it's going to be an escaping function. We're just going to return a string for now, and that closure should be giving me nothing. Okay, so for the ease of usage in the future, I'm also going to copy the base URL from here. So let me just go ahead and copy that. Let's go back to Xcode and create a new constant over here. Static let base URL. I'm going to paste in here what we've copied before. And let's just go back to our method. First of all, I'm going to create the URL itself. So let's just type guard let URL is going to be a URL with a string. First thing that we need to paste in here basically is going to be our base URL. Okay, and I believe there's a / over here. Let's just go back to the developers.themoviedatabase.org website over here, and let me just copy all what we can see over here. So yeah, I'm going to copy all of that, and let me just paste that in here. And after the API key, which is going to be our first query for the database website, I'm going to paste in my API key, else return. So basically we have our URL setup over here. So let's just do that. And in this course, I'm not going to be using any third parties for network layering as a modifier and all that kind of stuff. We're going to be making all of the calls ourselves. So let me just create a new task over here. So let me just type URL session, there's an extra s, .shared data task. I'm going to choose the one with the URL request over here. Let me just create a new URL request with my URL. And for the completion handler, I'm going to be using the data. I don't need the response right now. And of course, I need the error in case we have any error calling the functions. So over here, let me just go ahead and type guard let data is equals to data. And also I'm going to make sure that the error is equals to nil. Else I should return, of course. We're going to refactor this and add more functionality, but we just need to get everything set up. I missed an else over here. Okay, so right now we have our data. Okay, so right now we just have our data. So let's just convert our data into a JSON object so that we can serialize it and actually be able to use it more easily. So let me just go ahead and type let results equals to JSON serialization dot JSON object with data. So I'm going to pass the data that we had in here, and also I'm going to allow fragments. Okay, so let's just see what error that we have. Basically, this function throws an error, so we must execute that function inside a do catch block. So let me just go here, print error, not localized description, and let me just cut that and paste it over here. And since it throws an error, let me just add here the keyword try actually. And over here I can print the results. And before we end that, we have created the task, and that task is by default is created in the pause status. So we just need to type task dot resume. Okay, so our get trending movies function is complete. Now we just need to call that function from our home controller so that we can see the results over here. So over here, let me just create a new function, private find get trending movies. And basically, this is where we're going to call the function. So let me just go ahead and type API caller.share.get trending movies. And as you can see here, I don't need the return value right now. We just need to test if everything is working fine. So yeah, basically that's what we're going to need for now. And let me just go ahead to our view.load method, and let me just call that function build and run, and let's see the results that we have. Okay, so as you can see here, our connection to the database has been established successfully, and we get our results over here. As you can see here, we get lots of JSON objects, and we need to start by making our models so that we can serialize all of these. So right now we have all of our information over here in the console. So let's just go ahead and look at what all of this information really are. So as you can see here, basically we have an array, and that array holds a bunch of objects over here, and each one of these objects basically is just a title that we're looking for. So as you can see here, each title has an attribute for the ID itself. The media type, as you can see here, it's a TV show. The name is Money Heist, and as you can see here, the original name is La Casa de Papel. We just need to have a model so that we can have the movies like we have over here. As you can see here, we have a movie that has the attribute name of the ID, media type, movie, original language, English, and all that kind of stuff over here. It happens to be Venom. So let me just go ahead to our models folder that we created earlier, and let's just create a new file over here. I'm going to create a normal Swift file, and let me type movie. So in this file, I'm going to create our model that we're going to be using over here so that we can extract all of the information over here that we need. So basically we're going to create a struct, and let me just call that trending movies response. So in this structure, we're going to create here an array. Let's just call that results, and be aware that these it's a good practice actually to match the names of the attributes over here. So the first thing that we need to do is we're going to create this array. So let results is going to be an array of movie, a single movie to be exact, so that array is multiple of this single item. And you might see here that Xcode is complaining because it cannot find the type movie in this scope, and basically this is what we're going to be doing right now. Let's just create a new struct. Let's call that movie, and in here we're going to copy basically all of the attributes that defines a movie. So let's just go here. As you can see here, that's the start of our object. Basically, that's the end. So basically, we just need to copy that to our file over here so that we can create the model easily. Let me just paste in here. Okay, so basically what we need. We need an ID. Maybe we're going to need a media type, original language, original title. So let's just go ahead and get the attributes that we need. So right here we need the ID, of course, and that's going to be a type of int. Okay, let media type is going to be a string, and I'm going to make that optional so that if the movie database did not provide us with a media type, we know for sure that our app is not going to crash. Let original name also is going to be an optional string. Let original title string also going to be optional. Let poster path, and as you can see here, I'm getting all of this information from here. I'm just extracting what I'm really interested in. So you can see here poster path, and that's going to be an optional string as well. Let overview, an optional string. Let vote count, and that is going to be an integer. Let release date, also going to be an optional string. Maybe I'm interested in the vote average as well. So let vote underscore average. And I believe that's going to be a double. Okay, so basically we have created the model for the response that we're getting over here. So yeah, so let's go back to our API call over here, and we're going to delete this actually. All right, so we just need to type JSON decoder. We just need an instance of that decode, and we're going to be providing the model that we've just made over here, which is basically trending movies response. So just passing that with the data. And okay, so basically, as you can see here, there is an error we get over here, and that's because we forgot basically to conform to the codable protocol, and we just need to confirm in here as well. So basically the codable protocol is just a type alias for the encoder protocol and the decoder protocol as well. So yeah, we can just remove the codable and just since we're only using a decode method, but it's just easier for us to not going to be prone to errors in the future. So we just need to conform to the codable protocol. Let me just go back in here, and for now I'm going to print the results. Let's build and run this, and let's see what do we have. Okay, so yeah, we forgot actually to add the try keyword over here. Let's build and run this one more time, and as you can see here, we've managed to successfully get the array of objects that we have over here. Okay, so as you can see here, we have the trending movies response over there, and it's also it has the attribute of results, and inside that results array we have all of our basically data that we have. So let's just access those results. So dot results, and since the results is actually an array, I'm going to actually also access the first one. And as you can see here, we have the ID, media type, original name. Yeah, basically we have all the information that we need over here. So let me just, for example, print the original name for the first element that we get in this. And as you can see here, yeah, it's La Casa de Papel. Okay, so let's just go ahead and modify our function a little bit. So basically we're just returning a string. So let me just go ahead over here first and create an enum. I'm going to call that API error, and that's going to conform to error. I'm going to create my own error, which is going to be failed to get data. And over here, I'm just going to modify that. So basically, we need to return the results. So basically, like result. And as you can see here, we're going to be returning an array of movies. So let me just go ahead and type array of movie. And if not, we're just going to return an error. And over here, I'm going to add the call the completion. And as you can see here, I'm just going to provide here a result. So a success, which is going to take an array of movies. So results.results. Let's just go back in here to our home view controller. And as you can see here, right now, I'm going to call that one more time. API caller.share.get trending movies. As you can see here, actually, I'm getting results. So results, I'm going to switch on that results. So basically results. Okay, so in case of success, I'm going to get an array of movies, print movies. And in the case of failure, I'm going to get an error over here, and let me just print the error. Let's go back to our API caller. As you can see here, if there's something wrong that happened in the do block, I can just, before print the localized description, I can just delete that, completion, not failure, and I can pass in my error. And I believe there's something wrong that needs to be done over here. And okay, yeah, that's the one. We just need to wrap that inside the parentheses over here. And let's build and run that one more time so that we make sure everything is working. And yes, we have everything is working right now. So that's it for this tutorial. Just to recap really quick, in this tutorial we just managed to establish our connection with the database. We fetched all the information that we needed, and also we serialized those information back to a JSON object. And now we have the models, the movie model right here, and now we're ready to pass all of these information back to our view controller, and that's what we're going to be doing in the next tutorial. So that's it for this tutorial. If you like this video, please hit that like button, and if you have any question, you can just leave it in the comment section down below, and please consider subscribing to my channel. It will mean a lot to me. So again, that's it, and please stay safe and peace out.